Hello everyone, Mike Forsyth here of MGF Attorneys, Hilton, KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. Today I want to talk to you about the sort of documents you will be asked to supply when you buy or sell a property and why you have to supply these documents. It is the conveyancer's responsibility to ascertain certain facts and to ensure the validity of these facts. This is vital to ensuring the integrity of our property registration system. It is also incumbent on the conveyancer to ensure that the requirements of the Financial Intelligence Centre Act are complied with. The following is a list of documents which you may be required to submit to your conveyancer. The list is not exhaustive, as each conveyancer has their own internal house rules, and there may be certain rules imposed by the bank supplying the mortgage bond to purchase the property. A copy of the picture page of your identity document. This contains your ID photo and your national identity number. Please remember that the last 3 digits of identity numbers changed about 15 years ago, and many people are still using their old blue ID books rather than the green bar-coded ID books, or in fact the very new driver's license laminated cards. You'll also need to provide a recent utility bill not more than 3 months old, which shows your current residential address. If you do not have any utility bills in your own name, you may need to submit a copy of a lease in your name or an affidavit signed by your spouse or a landlord confirming your address and supplying a copy of their utility bill and their identity document. Farmers and people living in rural areas may have some difficulty in providing a utility bill as there are no street addresses. There are ways of getting around this. If there is a property registered in your name in a deeds registry, then a deeds search confirming this can be used as proof, as well as a letter on an official letterhead from a local councillor or accountable institution, such as an attorney, who can visit your residence and give a certificate that he has personally inspected the residence and that you live at that residence. You may be required to supply a marriage certificate and or a copy of an antenuptial contract, a copy of a divorce order, as well as the divorce settlement agreement if you have been divorced. This is to prove that you are entitled to deal with the property in your own name and you do not need an ex-spouse to consent to the sale and transfer of the property. A copy of a death certificate or other proof that a spouse has died. Once again, this helps to prove that you are entitled to deal with the property in your own name. In the case of death or divorce, the property may well be registered in your name only, but the current title deeds, which may be several years old, may show that you are married, in which case the conveyancer has to provide proof to the Registrar of Deeds regarding your changed status. If you are married in community of property, both spouses will have to sign all documents and will have to provide proof of identity and residence. The reason for proving who you are and proof of residence has to do with certainty as well as for FICA reasons. FICA, as I mentioned earlier, is the Financial Intelligence Centre Act and is an act with international ramifications. Its primary purpose is to counter money laundering as well as drug smuggling, counter-terrorism, and also smuggling of persons. You will be required to provide the rates bill of the property which is being sold so that the conveyancer can obtain critical information to apply for a rates clearance certificate. You will also need to provide your current residential and postal address as well as a future residential and postal address. You will need to advise us of your SARS income tax registration number or declare what your total income has been from all sources over the past year. You will need to advise if you have claimed any input taxes for the property being sold and also what the primary purpose of the property is. For example, primary residence, let out, commercial property, and so on. If you are buying or selling a sectional title unit, you will need to advise the conveyancer of your managing agents so that a levy clearance certificate can be obtained. You may also have to get consents from homeowners associations agreeing to the transfer. You may also be asked for a copy of the management and conduct rules and also of the name of the insurers of the scheme. If your property is mortgaged, you will need to provide the conveyancers with your home loan account number so that discharge figures may be obtained, as well as a copy of the title deeds to the property. And please remember that you are liable for the costs of cancellation of the mortgage bond, even if it has been fully paid up. The conveyancer will most likely ask you for your bank account details so that any refund can be paid to you. In the case of companies, trusts and closed corporations, and also deceased estates, there are other documents which need to be supplied and which will form part of another article or articles. Thank you for listening, and if you have any queries, please do not hesitate to contact me on 082 800 5257 or 033 343 1100. Thank you for your time.